In D&D, I firmly believe that getting a Nat 20 should always be a success. Not just on attacks, but any roll. That may or may not sound like a hot take depending on how you feel about that sweet 5% chance, but there are lots of folks out there who adamantly disagree. In fact, while playtesting the 2024 version of 5e, Wizards briefly considered adding a rule that made 20s automatically succeed on skill checks. I remember seeing a lot of folks arguing against the change, and in the end they removed it, so clearly this isn't a universal opinion. I think we can all agree, at least I hope we can all agree, that rolling a natural 20 is awesome. Whether you're a player or a GM, seeing that 20 pop up on the die always feels great. It happens just often enough you'll usually get a few each session, but not too many times so it still feels special. There's a reason it's become so iconic. When it happens, you expect to succeed. You know what's not fun though? Rolling a 20 on a huge skill check, feeling that rush of joy, and then hearing the GM say, "So what's the total?" Why ruin such a fun moment with math? Even if you still succeed, now it just feels like any old check. It wasn't the awesome thing you just rolled that got you over the line, but the modifier you use all the time. And if you fail, well, why roll in the first place if you never even had a chance? To me, Nat 20s are the great equalizer. The barbarian will almost never be able to lie to a devil. The bard probably won't lift that giant stone and free their trapped allies. But there's always a chance, and when it happens, it feels so much cooler. Not just skill checks, saving throws too. It sucks rolling a save knowing that with your modifier, you have no chance of dodging that fireball or not getting stunned by the lich. But getting a crit and somehow succeeding anyway, against all odds, that's awesome. And it's those moments that keep your players on the edge of their seats with every roll. But I think that's also why people don't like Nat 20s always passing. It seems like no matter how crazy or ridiculous your players' ideas are, there's still a 5% chance they'll pull it off anyway. Should your party really be able to convince the enemy commander to quit the fight or leap across a 100-foot canyon just because they got lucky? No, definitely not. Those should be impossible to do. And if it's impossible, they shouldn't be rolling for it. If you allow your players to cast the die, you're leaving the result up to fate. You're telling them the odds may be slim, but there's a chance you can do this. If what they're trying is outside the realm of possibility, be honest with them and say no, and then help the party come up with a different solution. But when you let them roll, you have to be ready for them to succeed, Nat 20 or otherwise. But there's another side to this too, the Nat 1. If a Nat 20 always succeeds, I equally believe that a Nat 1 should always fail. Just like getting a crit and pulling off an insane gamble will feel exhilarating, seeing that 1 on the die and knowing that no matter how high your modifier is, you messed up this time, can also shake things up in fun ways. At the end of the day, we roll dice in this game for a reason, because having a little bit of luck guide the story, not just everyone's stats, is more interesting. You don't always know if you're going to succeed or fail, and that uncertainty makes you want to see where things go. So, sorry players, I don't care if you have plus 20 to your dex save. A 1 is a 1, and that ancient dragon is about to roll a lot of d6s. And hey, if there's really no chance they could fail, or no reason they should fail, then again, why are they rolling for it? I shouldn't need to make an athletics check to lift up a rug, or a persuasion check to purchase an item for its listed price. Those sorts of unnecessary rolls bog down the game, and can lead to frustration as players fail to do simple tasks where falling short just slows the game down, rather than making things more interesting. By letting Nat 20s always succeed, and Nat 1s always fail, it doesn't just add more fun and drama to your sessions, but really encourages you to be more selective about when the players roll, and more accepting of all the outcomes. And in my book, that's a good thing. What do you think? Did I convince you that Nat 20 should always succeed? Nat 1 should always fail? I've definitely gone back and forth on it myself, so I'd love to hear your own thoughts and opinions, whether or not you agree with me, in the comments. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, leaving a like is always appreciated. And if you want to see even more, you should subscribe to the Bard's College. I make videos all about D&D, DMing, and everything in between, so stick around. But for now, good luck, and remember, crit your players.